Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video I'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 3 of the anime series Psycho-Pass 2, which was another pretty profound episode, to say the least. Opening with the realization that the missing member of the 2nd Division, Shisui, has been captured by the one, the only Kirito Kamui, we get his full name in this episode, who has taken out effectively one of her eyes, a means to an end, in that he utilizes the terror she feels, that by all accounts is and should cloud her hue, to play on the tactile and emotional manipulations to clear said hue once again. Coinciding with this, do we see that Akane has called in the rest of the MWPSB team to investigate who left the carved message WC inside her apartment and how. Both Yayoi and Mika being not so sure it didn't all amount to Akane's own potential psychosis. And it seems the only one not questioning Akane along those lines, at the very least the one who holds little stock with that being the option, is Enforcer Tagane, who offers the only line of borderline Sherlockian reasoning that once you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remaining, however improbable, must be the truth, and in effect, however improbable it seems to be, someone must have gotten into Akane's digs to have left the WC message. Akane's restlessness in finding an answer very excitedly to me sees her catching up with the Psycho-Pass series equivalent of Sherlock Holmes himself, Saiga Juji, who's living his days incarcerated comfortably, though it may be, as a result of his turning himself in due to the guilt he felt in helping Kagame in the first season. Mika has a somewhat curious reaction to this, very surprising I might add, because she's all but running away, wanting nothing to do with him, which is as a result Juji feels of her being fearful that her hue will become clouded just by being in his mere presence, lest it be said by his influence. Akane's questions range from "do I seem sane to you?" to "what do you think of it all?" after outlining the story thus far. And Juji basically surmises that there is most definitely a ghost of sorts, if not entirely the one named Kamui that seems to be suggested. So not much headway is to be had there by the end of that scene. We also briefly see Division 2 Inspector Ayanagi and Genoza having a little powwow by themselves, wherein her words lead me to suspect she's questioning her own hue and mental state on the job, which may see her criminaling out down the line, but then similar intriguing interests are given to Akane as she and Mika have some words with the bureau chief Kase, and after Mika is told to leave, we see that Kase is concerned with Tagane's actions, due to the fact that his crime coefficient is the highest ever recorded on file, a little-known fact that was actually wiped from his record. This is made all the more interesting, seeing as later on, during a briefing with her team, wherein Mika makes it plain that she doesn't believe Kamui even exists, and that Akane's probably, albeit crazy, we also see Tagane mocking Gino's concerns over Akane's apparent taking this all too personally, at risk to her own hue. So is Tagane a sort of potential villain in the wings, or perhaps another red herring? We shall see. Finally, do we see that Ayanagi gets a call from the missing Shisui and goes to meet her at a nearby mall, which coincides with the call of a clouded hue being detected, which sees Mika taking charge to bring in the potential perp. It is then that we see Mika's sheer incredulity at their quarry screaming out for Kamui to help clear his hue, leading her to call in the heads-up to Akane, as well as my own incredulity as we see Ayanagi's being accosted by a lunatic that goes mad inside the mall, making proclamations of his wanting to save everyone from their hues in effect, very much to be like Kamui, after her dominator shows that the man's crime coefficient is too low to do anything about, leading to his straddling and beating the hell out of her. Then boom, cliffhanger. Which again makes me wonder if we'll soon see Ayanagi's modification from inspector to potential criminal at some point in the near future, if she even survives. And it's also going to be very interesting to see why exactly it is that the bureau chief has her eye on Tagane. Given what we know about the hollow programming being used by Kamui, could this be Kamui in disguise? Or perhaps is he Kagame? Or worse, another Kamui disciple? Or maybe none of the above? It's going to be definitely interesting to see how many twists and turns this story continues to take in the handful of episodes we have laid out ahead of us. And yeah, I can't wait to see how it all plays out. So otherwise, that'll be pretty much it for me on this. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of the episode, if you've seen it, any speculations you might have on the direction the story's going. And otherwise, I hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you later. Peace.